My name's Seth Leach. I'm the owner of Blazing Star Farms here in Norman, Oklahoma. I've been doing a Norman farm market for 3 years. This is my 3rd year. I do a lot of foraging, some farming, and some fishing lures. I make sage sticks, just whatever I can bring up there to add value to the farm. Try to always do something different every week, so I never know what I'm gonna bring up there. I could be foraging for mushrooms, and if I find them, I'll bring them up there. If not, then I just get skunked. It's all right, it's all part of the process of just figuring stuff out and going with what works and what doesn't here in Oklahoma. I don't use any kind of pesticides. I do use a little bit of fertilizer, mostly like chicken manure and compost. And so I got into this because I was living in a shack for 14 years in central Norman, paying off some student loans. I finally got that paid off, and I started being able to save some money to afford a house, and I started looking and looking and looking. And I always wanted to farm, and I just never had the space to do it. And so all throughout my life, just growing little gardens here in patches, and I didn't even have water down there. So I had to, at my old place, I had to bucket out, bucket at a time to water everything. So things worked out. I gave up after a year of looking for a house, and I went to the bar one day, and this guy who used to be the bartender was sitting on the other side of the bar, and he became a realtor. And he had a laptop that he had just put away, and I told him, I was like, I was looking for a house, but I gave up. And he was like, let me pull the laptop back out. And this was the first place that popped up on that laptop. He was like, let's go check it out. And it just all worked out. And now I'm out here with 5 acres on a farm, beautiful house. I got a green high tunnel from the NRCS agency through a grant. Unfortunately, the wind blew my roof off. That's just part of living in Oklahoma. So when I got the fishing lure idea, I was messing around with a paper clip, and I was trying to figure out how to make like a fishing lure out of just junk parts. And so I made this primitive prototype of a fishing lure out of a paper clip, and I think there was like some brass weights that I had and maybe a soda can top. And so I put that together, and it kind of looked like a fishing lure, and I was like, I can do better than this. And so I started getting online looking for the real parts, and I started putting the parts together and making real fishing lures. And I kept getting positive feedback after I started bringing them to the market. People were saying, hey, this thing works, I've caught all these fish on these. So I'm into like collecting seeds on everything that I grow out here so I can resell those too and just keep like expanding exponentially. So this is a sunflower right here, and how you get the sunflower seeds off is what people always ask me. There's like this outer layer of all these dead flowers you scrape off, and the seeds are right underneath it, so you can kind of see how they pop out here. But you can take all these seeds and save them, just dry them out, and you'll have that many more sunflowers for next year. We go check out the other greenhouse. That's where I do my winter growing, in there. Take all this wild sage and make some sage sticks out of it. Smells good. It's just learning and then failing and learning, but the cool thing about failing is that you learn from every time you fail. So now you know what not to do